Hey guys, welcome back. So I have another episode of what I'm watching on Netflix for you. So we are going to start off on this episode with the movie Tall Girl. I'm pretty sure you have seen it by now, but if not, then let me tell you about it. It is going to star some familiar faces, so let's talk about who's in this movie. We have Ava Michelle from Bold and the Beautiful, Sabrina Carpenter from Girl Meets World, and Griffin Gluck from Just Go With It. Now, our main character, Jody, is the tallest girl in her school. As we know, we may all not be the tallest person in our school, but we all have our own insecurities and things about our bodies that we don't like. In this case, Jody is the tallest girl in her school. Not only the tallest girl, but the tallest person in some cases. Now, we know that these differences in our own insecurities are oftentimes amplified by bullying, and bullying is something that a lot of us can relate to. Now, there is going to be a new guy in school, and Jody does develop a crush on him. At first, he seems to be a great guy, but will that stay the same? As she develops this crush, her friendships will be tested. She has a group of friends who have been through everything with her, through thick and thin, but she kind of starts to take them for granted. Now, there is an unexpected event in this movie which causes Jody to question everything that she's thought she knew, and kind of shows her who is really with her and who the important people are in her life. I think this movie is great for anyone, not just teenagers. We can all learn from this movie. We all have our own insecurities. We all have our own faults. And we all feel sometimes like we don't belong or fit in due to our physical appearances. And this movie is a great watch for anyone of all ages. Alright, our second movie is going to be Viceroys House. This one is going to star Gillian Anderson from The X-Files, Manish Dayal from The 100-Foot Journey, and Hugh Bonneville from Downton Abbey. So let's go ahead and get into this movie. I actually learned quite a lot from this movie, some things that I did not know, so I think this is a great movie. So, this one is all about Britain's rule over India. Now, did you know that Britain ruled over India for over 300 years? I did not. And after this 300-year reign, they decided that they wanted to relinquish this reign and no longer rule over India after 300 years. That's going to be a major change and adjustment. Now, at the time of this change, we also have the country being torn apart because of different religious beliefs. Now, in this country at this time, we had Muslims, we had Hindu, and we had Sikhs, who were all fighting against each other and against the land in India. Now, Britain decides to send a viceroy to oversee this change of power and try and figure out the distribution of the country's land. Now, after trying to figure out a plan for this country and its people, he soon realizes that, like many of us, he's just a pawn being used in politics. Now, this leads to the division of India and the emergence of Pakistan. Did you know that Pakistan used to be a part of India? I did not. So again, there is a storyline here. There's also a love story intertwined in this, but it's also a great watch to learn. I love movies where I can learn something that I did not know before, and this movie is jam-packed with that. Jusen is going to be our third and final movie. I'm going to insert the names here of the actors. I do apologize. I'm not able to pronounce these, but I do want you to realize who they are. Now, before we get into this is a movie that is in Turkish, but it does have English subtitles. This story starts off with an ex-boxer who now is working as a delivery driver and a parking attendant. Now, one night while he is on shift as a parking attendant, he meets this lady who confuses him with someone else due to the fact that she is blind and not able to see him. As they do begin to hang out more, it becomes apparent why he decided to quit boxing and leave that field. As the movie goes along, we also learn how our female character loses her sight and how each one is linked to the other. Now, there is an operation our female lead can undergo and has the possibility of regaining her sight. But like most major surgeries, they are insanely expensive. Now, this causes our male lead to decide to go to the underground boxing world. That way he can earn more money from his matches. Now, the ending to this one, they give you a turn. They make you work for it in this movie. And if you're like me, you're sitting there talking to your TV, yelling at your TV, because they almost just miss their opportunity, and you don't want to see that happen after you've invested all this time in this movie. So, do they get their happy ending? Do they just bypass each other? Alright guys, so that is it for this episode of What I'm Watching on Netflix. Let me know if you've seen any of these recommendations. If you are going to watch any of them, leave me a comment, hit the like button, come find me on social media, and I will see you next time. Bye.